Hey, Sarah Michelle here, and today we're going to talk about dating. I get this question a lot, especially from women that have gone like from high school sweethearts or from college sweethearts straight into marriage and have been married for 10, 15 years. And then they have to get back out there and date, and they're like, how the fuck do I date? Everything has changed. And I know that was the truth for me too. It definitely changed a lot. So I started dating the guy I ended up marrying at 18. So I dated him all the way through college. And then we got married after college, and we were married for 10 years. So we were together a total of 14. So I found myself single at 32 years old and feeling the same way. Like, not only had dating changed, but I had never truly experienced dating as an adult. I guess basically dated as a high schooler, as a teenager, and it's very different then, as most of you can attest to. So dating is different for everyone, and something that I teach is human design, which we'll go over in another video. So if you're not familiar with that topic, no stress, don't worry about it. But just knowing that everybody has their own unique human design, and that knowing yours will help you with dating. It'll help you in your whole life. It basically tells you your energetic strategy and stuff. But today I don't want to get into that. I just want to talk about 3 top tips I have for women as they go out and start dating again, and what they need to pay attention for, right? So the first thing is, do date multiple people at first. So when you're just feeling it out, when you're talking to people online, when your friends are setting you up, when you're meeting people at work or out of bars or wherever you're doing this, have conversations started with multiple men at once. There's reasons for this, and it is not to provoke jealousy. It is not to make the other man say, oh my God, well, if she's dating other people, then I need to, ask her to be exclusive with me. It is not that. You will see dating advice out there like that. Do not do that. Jealousy is a lower level emotion. You do not want to start a relationship by making the other person feel jealous. That is a manipulative way to start a relationship, and nothing good is going to come from it. I guarantee it. The reason you're dating multiple people is because all of us have this tendency to attach. We all have attachment styles that are unique to us, and they come from us as babies, as children. And so what happens when we start to date is we start to find someone that we really like, and we start to cut off parts of ourselves. We're like, oh, even if he doesn't say, I don't like that dress, or he doesn't say, I'm not really comfortable with someone spiritual, you're picking up on different energies, right? And you start to think, ooh, maybe I should hide this part of myself because I really like him and I want to see where this goes, so I don't want to freak him out. I don't want him to run away too quickly. You actually do want him to run away too quickly if he's not going to match, because dating is about finding someone who's an energetic match for you, okay? So it's not about finding someone perfect. It's not about being perfect for someone else. It's about finding someone who's an energetic match. And they're going to show you through the dating process, usually pretty quickly, if they're an energetic match for you right now or not. And I want you to be looking for that and following through on that. So you're not changing yourself to make anything work with these people. And what'll happen is, as you're dating these 3, 5, I don't know, however many guys you can handle at once, you are going to be open and honest with your communication, by the way. This doesn't in any way imply that you don't have to be shy about letting the others know that you're dating someone else, or lie to them in any sort of way. So if you happen to be having sex with one of the guys that you're dating, and he says something to you, or you feel this as your own boundary, like, I only want to be having sex with one person at one time. You don't want to be having sex with multiple partners. And that's okay. That's a personal choice. If you guys have that discussion, you can be open with him and be like, okay, if I have sex with someone else, I will let you know. In the meantime, our agreement is just us, but I'm going to keep dating because we're not exclusive. And then you would still be going on dates and doing whatever else you wanted to, as long as you weren't having sex. But again, this isn't something you have to do. That's just wherever your comfort level is. And that was one example of how you're going to keep the communication open and honest. Always keep things open and honest, because you want to draw in someone who is open and honest with you. So even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's hard, do it anyway, because you do not want to start your relationships through lying, manipulation, deceit, any of this sort of stuff, no matter how small you might say it is, or no matter how you might justify it. It's just not a good foundation for a relationship, okay? So you want to be dating multiple people. That way you can feel into the differences and get to know, like, what do you like? What do you not like? What are you okay with? What can you let go of? You know? And that will help you figure that process out. So definitely date multiple people until you feel really ready to settle down with one. The next tip is do not teach him how to date you. This is a trap that so many women fall into, and I have myself fallen into, so I'm not like playing the blame game or anything here. It happens, but don't teach him. Once you're in the relationship and you guys have committed to each other, then you can start to teach him, as in inform him of your needs and let him know what makes you feel good and that sort of stuff. But again, when you're dating, you're finding out if you're an energetic match. So if he's coming off as an asshole and saying certain things, it's not your job to teach him, hey, that's rude, don't say that stuff to me. That's a sign right there. You're not an energetic match. Let's move on. Again, in the dating process, we're trying not to attach, because what we're trying to do is find that energetic match for us. We're not trying to mold ourselves in to fit the relationship, okay? So just pay attention to these things. If he's not calling you as often as you want him to, don't teach him. Don't teach him how much you need. And also be totally okay with how much you need to communicate. That's probably something else. Maybe I should have had like 4 tips or something here. But no, like if you're someone who needs to communicate daily, that's okay. If you're someone who can go days without communicating, especially in the dating process, and you're like, you know, if you call me up on a Friday, I'm okay with that, that's fine. You're trying to find someone who's okay with that and who matches up with that style, okay? So don't, like, some of the dating advice out there will say things like, you know, like after the first date, wait 3 days before you call them back. Or after the first date, make sure you let him initiate instead of you. Like, don't get into any of these games and bullshit. Do what feels good and feels right for you, because you need to be showing up in your authentic energy in order to draw in a partner who is also in his authentic energy, and you can figure out if you're in alignment, okay? It's really, really important. Don't play games. That's some stupid shit. Okay, so don't teach him. Don't teach him how to date you. The last thing is get really comfortable holding your boundaries and walking away. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to ghost someone. It's okay to initiate a conversation and then as soon as it starts going bad, saying, you know what, this just isn't a match and I'm done. And you don't have to justify it. You don't have to explain why. You don't have to tell him what he's done wrong. Like, nothing. You get to walk away. Close that boundary, because what happens is every time we're talking to someone, even if it's not a romantic relationship, as we're talking and working with people, we get these like energetic attachments to them, right? Like hooks. And so if you're talking to this person and you don't really like them, or you've been chatting with them online and you really don't see it going into anything like in person or physical or anything like that, but you feel guilty, like, oh, I need to find an easy way to do this or a nice way to say something to him, or like you owe him something or whatever, like, check that. That's shit. That's an inner story that you need to work through. That's a pattern that's going on that you need to address. That has nothing to do with him, and you're not responsible for his feelings. I mean, not that you have to go around being a royal bitch on purpose or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't have to find a way to say it super nice. With men, be direct. It might end up being hurtful, but that's okay. Be direct, make it black and white. Let him know, I'm done. This isn't a good match for me. I'm moving on. And if you need to, block him. Block him on your phone, block him on social media. Whatever it is that you have to do. Most men, you do not need to go that far. Most men, if you're clear with them, will stop, right? Especially if you haven't developed any sort of relationship and you're only in the dating. So I hope you found this useful. We went through all 3, so I'll just recap the 3, okay? So the first one was date multiple people. The second one was don't fall into the trap of trying to teach him how to love you, how to date you. And the third one is get really comfortable walking away, holding your boundaries, and just being your badass self.